November 2nd. I'm about to get started with this sanding operation and get some primer on. I was going to try to work around the rudder, but I'm feeling like it's going to get in my way, and it kind of makes sense to get it back on the horses today, to do some work on it. It'll just be better. I might even try to get paint on the trailing edge and get the metal trim back on it today. But that means I have to set up the handy billy and all that good stuff. But it's kind of early anyway. I don't know if I want to start running the sander and vacuum. The neighbors won't appreciate that much. It is Saturday morning. Well, let's get started on that. Well, that was horrible. And really, I found once again that which didn't want to come off, really didn't want to come off. There's several coats of bottom paint here. If I tried to get it all down to the bare wood, not only would it take about a year and drive me crazy, it's very difficult, as you can see, standing under there. What is that thing? I gotta look inside. There's like a cover for something weird. Might be covering a bolt head. Anyway, yeah, not only would it take forever, but you can see here, like, in order to get enough action to really get this stuff down, it starts biting into the soft cedar. I don't want to take any more wood off. So I'm gonna throw a ton of primer on here, a ton of bottom paint. All these seams look great. None of them even need touch-up. That's gotta be filled with compound. Did I not fix that? I might have to move the stand a little bit. Not the way I moved that one. I almost knocked it clear away from the boat like an idiot. Yeah, I'm gonna put some compound in here. I gotta dust this off, obviously. Before I do that, the next thing I wanna do is get primer on everything that needs compound. So that'll be dry enough to put compound on it today. I noticed a couple of rove nails, copper nails with no plugs. Interesting. Gives me ideas about my replanking, because they're doing fine. The wood around them is doing fine. That is, I don't know what that was, abrasion. I epoxied that last year. I'm not going to do that anymore because it's probably just going to peel off. That just needs compound. Anyway, you get it. I got to change the battery soon, of course, and do some priming. Probably noticed me taking this off. I prefer this to goggles because it doesn't fog up as easily. But the dust gets on behind it. I took it off because I couldn't see. I couldn't see a damn thing. Just gotta be careful. I've never found goggles that work for me, or a face shield. Not working overhead anyway. I'm not gonna reef that out. I think it'll be fine. Am I gonna paint that or leave it? Well, it's below the water line. It's got to be painted. But I don't need to go whole hog with that yet. I just want to get these seams so they're dry first, because after this I'm going to start priming from, I guess I don't know, do I go up, down to up, or up to down? I don't know. I may have to do some more sanding first, because I'm looking at this rudder and I'm looking at my my stern post, and I feel like they need more attention. I don't know. I'll explain in a minute. Before I finish priming the starboard side of the hull below the waterline, I feel like while I have a batch of that stuff going, I should put some on here, but I gotta sand it a little more first. I may sand it quite a bit, because I found out, even though it was recommended to me by somebody for below the waterline, this particular petted flat white, which isn't really a primer at all, but works really well, is not really good for staying in the water. okay on the rudder of a boat that gets hauled out every winter or only sails on weekends and gets trailered. But yeah, I'm not going to take every speck of it off, but I'm going to take a little more off before I put the Primocon on there. Well, I knocked down that primer a bit, but I'll never get it all off. Even if I wanted to make the effort, I couldn't get it all off, I don't think. Not in my lifetime. Not without a solvent, and that just is getting stupid. A lot of this, the off-white, is just easy fare, epoxy filler anyway. I'm going to do the edge, get primer on that first, in the hope that today or maybe tomorrow I can get finish paint on the trailing edge and put the metal back on it before I paint everything else, or something like that. That's looking better. I started tipping it like an idiot. You really only need to do that when it's vertical and it might drip. I'm not going to waste the spendy underwater primer on this part, but I made sure to cover the whole boot stripe area. I'll use the other gray for this later. I'm going to let that dry a little bit and then roll it on edge and probably do the other side standing up. Meanwhile, I don't think I'm going to do anything with that today. I'm going to do everything else. Yeah, which means, what does that mean? Perhaps I should do my third coat of red before I unmask that, because I got a little primer under where the tape is, but not enough. Tough call. It would be smart to do that, but if it's not dry in time, I might just unmask it, prime up to it, and then remask it to do the third coat of red later. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just got back from the store and I found a present. Wasn't expecting this today. I met this guy today who was driving by the boat and stopped to talk about her. Good morning, Sunday morning. Starting on the seam compound today. Finishing my breakfast. Yesterday, some guy stopped by to chat about the boat. I never did get his name. We didn't introduce ourselves. We talked a lot about boats and stuff. And he mentioned that he had some stuff he didn't need anymore and that he would leave it by the boat, which he did while I was at lunch. It's this stuff, Teak Decking Systems SIS 440, which I could use a lot of. I've got like half a case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. The problem is, it says it has an 18-month shelf life, and there's a best used by date on the box of 2006. So one of them's already open. I might try to squirt some out, see what kind of shape it's in. If any of you know better than I do about this stuff, because I know nothing, let me know if I should use it. I'm not ready to use it anytime soon. Probably in the spring. I'm going to do all the seams and all the decks. He said it's a lot better than Sikaflex. Much better. But whether or not I can use this old stock, I don't know. On cue, the leaf blower. I've gotten started with this morning. This is the Interlux 30 brown, unthinned. They say you're not supposed to thin it. I've heard all kinds of tales about mixing it with naphtha and roofing cement and all kinds of weird apocryphal tales about how to make it easier to apply and how to keep it flexible longer. It's going to be a while before I put anti-fouling on here and launch the boat, so I'll have time to see how it sets up. It's pretty easy to put on with a putty knife, and then I just kind of follow. I shouldn't have done that with my finger. Just kind of follow. The surface is so rough, it's hard to get the excess off evenly, so it looks pretty craptacular right now. I'm going to try later when it sets up to take a rag with some thinner of some kind and kind of do that, get the rest of the everything outside the seam off of there. But I'm trying to leave a bit of a void because I know when the boat takes up, it's going to squeeze out. If it were proud, it might just pop right out. Anyway, I just did a seam I recocked. When was that? Yesterday? I'm going to take care of some of these ones that opened up will close up again. Some will not. We got some checking. We got some butts that need it. You can use other stuff. I've heard of Portland cement. I'm just going to try the seam compound. I got a plug I got to replace. Yada yada. We're going to slab. We're going to put some of this stuff on the rudder too in these checks. It'll probably mostly squeeze out, but I want to just get something in there before I put final paint on this. So I'm thinking about putting this back on today. I gotta get some of this crud off the back of it and put some more of that tape on it. And then re-drill all the holes and remount it. Corroded pretty badly. It'll be all right. Wow. That should do it. You guys want? Bunch of noisy birds. This is awkward. This thing really is. Look at it. I'll drape it. Right there. It won't really balance. Which side is which now? Peel off of this side, yeah? Yes. you'll sort of see the old holes. And it's right about there. Makes sense. That's a little better. Let's see, maybe. Ew, the screw's not happy. Have to drive it out by hand. Sucker's bent. That's not going back in there. Yeah, that's bent. I have spares. I'm just gonna join us little friends. I probably picked it up off. No, actually, this came off this rubber. Oh yeah. I'll send it home for real later after I have some Sikaflex in there. Twist this? Yeah, in twist. Okay. That's exactly where the waterline is. Actually, here's the top of the boot stripe. That should be red or whatever. I think that's right. This is worn away a little here. I have to make it go this way and then back that way. I have a fatter shank. I need to deflect this a little bit more. So, try to shorten it. Yeah, this one here, the hole's just a little bit off to that side. I think what I'm going to try to do is do the next one and get a screw in there and try to coerce this somehow. Slotted screws are better though. Let me re-drill this. It's lined up good now. Well, the head on this one is a little too big. It's below the waterline. I just want to get one of these fatter, shorter ones in there. I'll just make that hole a little bigger. Whoops. Huh. Now this screw is kaput. Yeah, it's all. Gotta get it out now. Oh gosh. Okay, all right. Okay. Let's just get every tool now. Well, this just got weird. This was a little too big and now the threads are stripped and I can't turn it out of the hole. I gotta cut it. So dumb. Camera battery is getting low. Besides, who needs to watch that? Yeah, we still got a lying down problem here, but I have my persuader. Yeah, let's do this progressively. I'm gonna make sure I don't have to move a hole. Oh, that's a whole different operation now. Yep, you all just fall. That's good. Oh. I was going to just back screws out and put in Sikaflex and run them in again, but now I got to take the whole damn thing off because I got to drill out that busted off screw. I wonder if I could drill it out in place. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to keep going with this. Done. Definitely going to have to add some Sikaflex. I tried pounding it down. I got a little bit of air here and there on parts of it, but it's not going anywhere. Pretty much calling it a day, but before I put everything away, I'm going to do one more little thing. I got to remove at least one screw from this plank and another from this plank for when I put my scarf my laminated rib in there. The bad wood is really only to about here, but if I make a nice long scarf, I'm going to need to cut deeper into the good wood, and I want to get a fastener in there. This stuff stinks. Really, really nasty. I probably should have worn a respirator when I was using it. What do we got here? What the heck? Is that a Torx? There's no light here now. It is. It's a frickin'... What the heck? Either that or it's so corroded. Weird. Well, I'm not sure what the heck this thing is. It's weird. It might be a screw that's... It looks like a socket. As for this, where is the next screw? I would do this in the morning, but it'll be in shadow in the morning too. Kind of looks like I got one there. This is plank. This is a wide plank. I think I got one more there. Let's just... Yep, that's definitely a button. Okay. Is it... Is that going to be going into my piece, though? It's not really that wide. This is doubled up. They might have gone into something else there. I think tomorrow I'm going to make a bunch of plugs. Well, I can't plug these. I won't be done with this job. I could start working on it tonight, but I'm not going to. Maybe I'll get it done. I got to leave here tomorrow. I was planning on leaving in the afternoon, but I don't know, maybe I'll leave in the evening. See how it goes. What is going on there? Not a bung? It's gotta be. I'm just gouging a hole in my boat. I don't think that's actually a fastener there. That's one or not. It would be way off on the edge because the frame is like that. So I don't think there's really one there. I think I made a mistake there. Nah. I've had luck with that. I get it to twist out like a screw. You need another small chisel. Doesn't try to strip. A little bit more. There we go. And that's a happy old bronze screw. Okay, there's one more silly little thing I want to do today with this lousy rope that I have. I don't have any long rope on the boat. All the docking lines are at home. I need to take the anchor rollers off the bowsprit soon to deal with refinishing the bowsprit. But I also want to check before I do that. I want to see if I can possibly stow the anchor there. You know, bring it aboard there. Probably not, but I just want to see how close I can get, see what it'll take. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to do it without damaging my brand new paint. Alright. Let's see. This is a 35-pound CQR. It's the bigger of the two. My other one's a 25. I probably should have someone help me with this so I don't hit the boat. Yeah, it's not exactly going to roll itself on there, is it? No. Ha! That's shackled. Yeah, see? Ain't gonna work. A little unsafe there, buddy. That one-handed. Tie it off somehow. Yeah. The shackle is the big problem. I could just measure it. Yeah, but that would be sensible. That's the thing. Okay. Interesting. That's not too horrible. I just have to rig something better. Instead of this big old shackle. Interesting. It has a nice reinforced metal thing here. I'm not bringing the camera up to show you. I'll show you later. I'm going to leave it here for a little while, just for laughs. So yeah, I don't hate that too much. It can't pivot that way. This is good to know. It was worth doing. I don't know if it's ideal to leave it on there. More often than not, I'll only have to pull it up part way and hook it on the, I'm gonna have a chain bobstay. Just hook it on that, it won't go anywhere. But at least now I know when I take these off, I don't have to plug those holes and thinking about finding a new home for them or getting rid of them or something. Someday there will be a pulpit out on this bowsprit, but for now, just want to make sure I can bring my tackle out on the bay without worrying about having to stow it on deck somewhere. Actually, looking at it again, I see this isn't right. It has to go up more. It's rubbing quite a bit on the bowsprit for one thing, that whole hinge. It doesn't really fit in there. Kind of does, but yeah, it's gouging that. This is not great. Gouging that too. Yeah, I don't like this. No, sir. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang it on the bobstay. for a while till I figure something out. For now, it's going back to the ground. Well, it was fun anyway. She looks kind of pretty though, don't she?